Yo, welcome back everybody. So we are continuing the LSVTEC Turbo Furio, and I already got my list. Today I'm going to be headed to the junkyard this very early morning to snag a bunch of small items that I need. I already have the list of, small items like fuel rail, spacer, intake manifold, injector gasket, half shaft, and a bunch of small stuff. I got some plugs and stuff already in my bin that are brand new. I'm gonna be using on this. Small miscellaneous bolts here and there. I know it can rob a lot of stuff from the single cam, so not too many stuff, but definitely most importantly, the half shaft. I verified with the axles inside the car. They are the 94 plus with the female driver side to the half shaft, so make sure I'm gonna grab the right half shaft. Car's already warmed up. I got my tools, and I'm gonna hit the yard real quick, head to Home Depot, grab the T-fitting. Hopefully there's a full way, otherwise I'm gonna have to do adapter on adapter because I heard you like adapter. And and then I'm gonna head to Target right after to go pick up some more dry food for the cat. I went to Costco the other day, got the 48 can, but I don't have any more dry food. So junkyard, Home Depot, Target. Let's get it. I got a manual Integra. It's got everything I need. Somebody already pulled the injectors, so the grommets are gone, but the fuel roll spacers are here, so I'm gonna snag those. I'm gonna start pulling out the axle so I can get to the half shaft, pull that sucker out. The idle air control valve is still in place. I'm gonna snag that somehow. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling all this out. Got everything I need. Idle air control valve might be the same as D series and B series, so I got one at the house. I'm gonna leave that there. I got the 19 mil bolts for the T bracket because I don't have that either. Other than that, came across a couple friends here in the yard. Chopping it up with them for like 30 minutes. Killed some more time. But if you guys want to see his sleeper ass 4-door from back in the days, I'll put a link on the top right here so you guys can check it out, or probably over here. But yeah, it was good catching up with them. Yo, this is probably the best run I've ever had as far as not getting in a fight with these people. So I told the guy it's a half shaft or intermediate shaft, and nothing showed up on the screen. And then he asked the girl, hey, how come intermediate shaft or half shaft is not in the system? And she was like, oh, put it as a axle shaft. And it was like 36 bucks. I was like, this ain't no axle. And then she was like, just put it under this one. It was $25.99. And then the Asian guy was like, he didn't feel like it was right to charge me for something that wasn't the description of the price. And then I looked at him, I said, hey bro, I'll pay 10 bucks for it. He goes, okay, 10 bucks. He types in $10. food bank donation. I don't know if you guys can see that. I paid 50 and got 40 back. So he charged me food bank donation 10 bucks for a half shaft. That's fucking awesome. Don't worry, I made this mess today. So got my throttle body gasket, a few different fittings because they didn't have what I need, but these will work. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Gotta grab all the bolts in the bag and my tool bag. I can't focus at all. Getting a headache. It's too loud. But so I'm pretty much just gonna time lapse removing this engine, and then talk a little bit about what's gonna be transferring over, and then same thing back into the car, time lapse it, and get this over with because it's already like 4 o'clock, so gotta use all the time as wisely as possible. Yeah, sorry about all the crazy noise earlier. My brothers, my cousins, my friends, they were all drunk and slapping the music really loud. And I was getting a headache like super quick, couldn't focus. So far I've only pretty much taken out everything up in the front, all the AC, radiator, AC lines, AC harness right there. A lot of the hoses and stuff are disconnected, the power steering disconnected. I'm trying to knock out the top section, and then I'm working my way underneath and try to get this motor out as soon as possible. And then I got to transfer injectors and whatever else fits from here to there, because gave me a bare intake manifold, renew some of the hoses and stuff like that. But this headache stuck, and it's like pulsating right here across my on top of my left eye. So this may take a little bit longer, which is not what I'm hoping for, but still gonna push for it. I got this hot cold feeling, like it's super cold, but I'm also feeling stupid hot at the same time. So nothing has been done. So I was on the phone with August Cascade Sean from Hawaii, and we were just talking about you know, some cool little topics. Showed me around the yard of a lot of the CRXs that they were working on or was working on, and it was a little over an hour, and definitely have a great talk. Got a lot of stuff in store coming for me and for us. So fuck, falling behind on schedule like crazy. So let's get it. This thing was super seized on the axle. PB Blaster WD-40 heated the crap out of this. Broke 3 half-inch wrenches. I even used this one right here. I welded up as a breaker bar. Broke that up as well. I broke one of this somewhere, and finally said fuck it, took a grinder to it, took a metal chisel and chiseled away pieces of the axle nut, and it finally broke loose. Alright, motor is finally out. Now to transfer whatever I can off of here to there, and that straight into there. So when the engine came to me, they told me, oh, the single cam fuel rail would fit on the B16 manifold. Does not. The bolt holes don't even line up at all. But see, because I hoard, I knew I was gonna need this, and I kept one out of the 4 that I had in the bin and threw away. And this one bolts perfectly in place. So now I'm gonna transfer these injectors over. The crush washer. I actually got some brand new spark plugs. These are 8s 4554 3-step holder. I've used this for so many years. I don't know why I have these still brand new, but I'm gonna throw that in there because I forgot to go buy them from AutoZone today when I was buying the throttle body gasket. So talk to my tuner. They should just be perfectly fine right out the box without gapping it. So gotta button this up. Not sure where I left off, but the owner came by. We were chopping it up for like an hour. It is 10 o'clock, so I had to grab the turbo out. So I had to bring the turbo out, take the line off. Thank God that has a restrictor in it. It's a really small pinhole. But I took the line off so I can pre-run it to the back. you know, sometimes when you're working on a budget, you just gotta kind of make it work, make it happen with what you have. Can't really see it. There we go. So this is a T-fitting on the T-fitting to get the VTEC line feed and the turbo feed. So there's two of these stacked on each other to get the amount of ports I needed to run the sensor and the two feed lines. It's pretty sturdy. It's not a brass fitting, it's an aluminum to the block, so we're good there. Usually the brass break over time. As far as experience, enough room for the oil filter, so we're golden. And everything on the intake manifold is buttoned up. So my cylinder head was a B16. I sold it off the CRX and I got a GSR. And GSR are the same as single cams as far as bolt pattern, and B16 are wider as far as OBD1, OBD2. And since I won't be needing it anymore, mine fitted right on here, so we're golden there. Throttle body gasket is on, 68mm throttle body is on. That was also mine. I got some spark plugs, wires, all buttoned up. They're zip tied into place, so they're not going to come off. And that's pretty much it. The only issue I'm having right now is because this is a OBD2 block, so it doesn't have the PVC system, and it doesn't have it on the cylinder head either, so I got to figure out how I'm gonna figure that out. But as of now, it should be ready to go inside the car after I put the harness on. Got the rear motor mount installed, power steering is looped, so the chase bay kit or whatever kit that's online for the power steering delete kit, it's pretty much just blocking this off and looping these two together. So what I did was this hard line that goes to this rubber hose, I blocked it off right here. This one, the hard line, also goes to the rubber hose, where I cut the hard line on the right plug and loop this hose into it and double hose clamped it. So nice and secured. Hopefully it doesn't leak. But power steering is now out of the way. I wanted to keep power steering on the car, but the turbo, the stupid manifold puts the wastegate too close, or it actually hits the valve cover. And then I just clocked it, ran it this way, so now this is in the way of where the power steering sits. So all in all, I just deleted the whole power steering altogether, and hopefully it doesn't mess up the rack too bad. I've never driven it like this before, so I wouldn't know. Alright guys, so it is about 1:30 in the morning, and this process took a lot longer than it was supposed to. Today's job was just to pull the stock motor out, transfer everything that I could, and swap the B series into the car, button everything up other than the turbo kit. Granted, you know, I had company. I was on the phone with some friends. My brother and the friends, my cousins, they were all out here hanging out, so, you know, huge distraction, so nothing new. But regardless of the fact, engine is in, axle's in, shift linkage, suspension preloaded, all tightened, engine harness is all plugged up, and, you know, button up back into their stock location. Crap, I forgot a 10mm right there. I'll do that in a second. Motor mount is fully tightened down, super solid for $80 eBay motor mounts. Vacuum lines, coolant lines all hooked up. I got to figure out the breather system. I made a custom throttle body bracket because I didn't have one that works, and it's still retaining the stock throttle body cable. So pretty much all that's left to do is turbo the car. So in the next video, I'm going to be installing the turbo kit. And if you guys remember a couple videos back, I was fabbing a downpipe and a dump tube for the B series cast manifold, and it's actually for this car. It's right there. But obviously the intercooler was fitted for my CRX and not this car. It's a lot more spacious, so I know for sure that the intercooler is going to be short on the piping. So in tomorrow's video, I'm going to be installing the turbo kit, minor fabrication, getting it all buttoned up, and hopefully turned over too. There's only 1% on the GoPro left, so if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around and see this car finished, turboed, please hit the subscribe button. And Mittens, got anything to say? No? Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.